thought that was a good question.
You want me to put it back in so you can ask?
Well, it's almost like, isn't it a prerequisite that every spiritual director has a ponytail?
No. Depends on where you go for spiritual direction.
Okay, so who are you?
I'm Roger B.
Roger B.
I'm Roger B.
Full name is Roger Bruner.
Yep.
And you are a certified spiritual director.
I am a certified spiritual director. Yep. That's a fact.
So I've talked to a few attendees.
Yes.
First of all, thank you for letting me spend the night in the parking lot. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I didn't know where to go, and that was so nice. It's like taking in the wayward and lost, and I appreciate that. I've talked to a few people that are attending, and it sounds fascinating. What do you do on weekends like this, and what's going on?
It depends. Every weekend has a topic, which is a starting point. This one is called Starting Over. So what we get in front of is, what are the blocks to starting over? What does it mean to start over? What are the things that you're impaled on that prevent you from growing, right? So in another way,
starting over from what?
Could be anything. Could be loss of a job, could be death of a loved one, could be a disease, could be divorce, could be bankruptcy, anything. Just life events. Things come into our lives and things leave. And it's a constant exercise of change and evolution, right? And for instance, if I'm enamored with what you think of me, or what I do, or what I have, I'm going to be welded to the externals. Mm-hmm. And so when I am my job, when I am my house, when I am my car, when I am my money, when I am my 401k, I'm dependent on things that are flawed and have a shelf life. Mm. They're going to end. And so when that's my orientation, I'm in a constant state of fear because I have to either protect what I have or I have to keep improving what I have. And the myth...
Isn't that the struggle of everyone in America?
Yeah, well, it's...
I mean, isn't that our society, what you're just describing?
Yeah, but it's also... Keating talks about this, program for happiness. We've been programmed to believe in our culture, in this society, that our satisfaction, our purpose, and identity is out here somewhere. In my college degree, in my job, in my career, in my accolades, in my awards, in my money, in my whatever. Everyone has a picture of what that happiness is supposed to be represented by. Mm-hmm. And when we don't get it, we assume we're failing. But maybe it's not what we're supposed to get. So when I'm welded to that idea that my program for happiness, my satisfaction, my purpose, my identity is out here in the world, I'm in a constant state of anxiety about either losing what I have or not getting what I want.
Wow.
So I become...
a constant state of anxiety. And isn't that what we see in the world today?
Yeah.
I mean, we're the most medicated society ever.
Ever.
And it's anxiety and depression.
In the culture that is supposed to be golden and successful, we are the most overprescribed people for antidepressants and sleep medication. Why? Because it's not working.
And we're the most, sleep deprivation. We're the most affluent.
Yeah.
Ever in the history of the world.
Yeah.
So we have more.
But we have millions of people living on the streets.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're so affluent. We can pay $2 billion to build an athletic stadium, but we can't pay a teacher a living wage. Priorities, right?
Mm-hmm. So back to this weekend. So it's starting over. And what are you finding? This is halfway through the second day. This is Saturday. What are you finding in the group?
Well, a lot of suffering. We suffer when we can't accept what is. And so we got this picture of what it was like in the past or what we want it to be in the future. And we're impaled on that picture, which becomes a god of sorts. We call them goals, but they're gods, right? Because
I like that. Starts with the same letter. Yeah, goals, God.
Yeah, just a couple letters different.
Yeah.
Right? And so the program for happiness only produces misery. And I've been told this is the way to do it. This is dualism. This is our culture. It's based on consumerism. It's based on creating appetites for you to buy stuff so we can keep this whole thing rolling. And we're told that when you get the right car, when you get the right house, when you get the right clothes, when you get the right waist size, when you get fill in the blank, you'll be happy.
I'll be happy when.
Exactly. And
Fill
where
in
is
the
when?
blank.
When is in the future, and the future hasn't happened. But I had.
And even when I get my whens, I get it, and I may be happy for a moment, but then it's like, but then I'm not happy. So I was mistaken. That must not be it. So now I have to go to the next thing.
Or I need more.
Oh, okay.
I must have been wrong. I need more of this because this is what I desire. This is what I want.
Or I need him.
This is
Or her.
Yeah, exactly. And then I get him or her, and it's really nice for a little while, and then it fades. And I go, well, you're obviously not doing your job. You're not making me happy, and you're not fulfilling
Story
me.
of my life.
What the hell is the matter with you?
Story
Right?
of my life. It's your fault. I'm not happy. You must not be my soulmate.
Right.
I bought into that lie.
Yeah.
If we were soulmates, we'd be getting along. We wouldn't be arguing.
We'd be thriving.
And we would be happy, and I'm not happy. It must
right.
be you.
Exactly. And that's part of what this...
I can't possibly look inside.
That's what these retreats are about, is to get you in front of what is the impediment to you being the person you want to be. And it's clinging to these false gods. There is no satisfaction. It's not that you can't have your nice car and your nice house. Don't be your nice car and your nice house.
That's good. Hang on. Say it again.
You can have a nice car. You can have a beautiful house. Just don't be your house or your car. Because when you are, they own you. So example, 2008 when the market crashed, everyone found out who really owned the house and the car. It was the bank. And when that house and the car left, so did your self-worth and your identity. And that's why I can't afford to align myself with things that are impermanent and flawed. So all of this is the invitation from God. What you call your problems are just an invitation to say, honey, it's not working. Come over here.
Hang on. You're saying your problems are simply an invitation.
Invitation to a higher authority, a higher God, a higher consciousness, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, you are using the word God. In the past, that made me really bristle when I would hear people say that. Now I'm okay with it because whatever. There's many names. But are you a particular religion?
No.
Is that
I'm not traditionally faith-based at all.
Okay. But you use the word God?
I do. I use the word creator, higher power. I use creative intelligence. I use the universe. I use a bunch of things, depending on
You're
the
not
conversation.
hung up on a term?
No.
Okay.
Because if you look at the world, there's about 60,000 recognized religions. And they all have the name for the deity, the supreme being, the higher power is something else. Everyone has a different name for it, but it's the same effect. Mm-hmm. So whatever this power is that some of us call God or the creator, doesn't care what you call it. It cares that you call it.
Ooh, I like that.
And so my pain and my suffering is an invitation to something better, to something of a higher nature. But until I have someone point that out to me and show me the way, oh, I've been where you've been. Oh, really? How did you get through that? Well, now I got a path. And I've got to find a different set of ideas, concepts, and beliefs that support my growth rather than staying stuck. And I call it the beast, this false self. It does not want me to change. It will let me go try Buddhism. It'll let me go try being a yogi. It'll let me go try being a good Christian. It'll let me go try stuff, but it won't let me ultimately change.
Why?
Because it needs control. And its
You
control
say
mechanism,
the false self?
the false self,
Ego?
you could call it ego. I
Lower
call it the beast.
Oh, okay.
Because
That's a little scary.
I've recognized this voice is trying to kill me. And it's the source of my dissatisfaction. And the two things the beast use, or the reason I don't say ego is because ego is a spectrum. Your ego is also what's encouraging you to seek for something better. But the other end of the spectrum is the ego is the part of you that's trying to kill you.
I like the false self. Let's use the false self.
Okay.
So that people don't think you're crazy, like some sort of beast talking to you, the voice.
Well, I don't really care what they think.
That's pretty evident.
Yeah.
So I got to ask you while this is like, all right, so you're spiritual director, and I think I was asking, well, never mind, it's not funny now. I just wanted you to laugh. About your hair.
What about my hair?
Because you have such a great laugh. Anyway, so let's, now what I found out, what I know, didn't find out. Good. What I know about you.
Was that cut?
Yeah. Because I got to edit. What I know about you is you weren't always a spiritual director. You happen to be the front man or the lead singer, whatever you call them, in a rock and roll band.
Yep.
In fact, you were even inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Correct.
Wasn't that enough for you?
It was a surprise.
No, not that, but the lifestyle, the rock and roll.
No, that was all about the false self.
All right.
I started playing professionally when I was 15, and I played into my 40s, and it became really apparent after a few years of this that this was all false adulation. This had nothing to do with me. This is what you have projected the front man to be, and so you think that's a hot deal. It's not a hot deal. I'll give you an example of the power of shame. So we're doing an in-service at a prestigious musical college out east, and we do improv and creative writing classes during the day, and at night we do a show. And in those days, this is the 70s, when you finish your set, you go out and you put yeah, I'm really old. You put your arms around each other and take a bow. Right. So we're doing this. These are the future orchestral musicians in the world's orchestras. These are people that know, right?
That are watching.
Yes, and we do the set. We get an encore. We're taking a bow. We do another encore, taking a bow, and I'm crying. And everyone's looking at me thinking, oh, not only is he so creative, he's so sensitive. And what I'm thinking is, if you knew who I was, you wouldn't be clapping. That's shame. No matter what you get the outside, the persona to look like, inside is where you live. So
that's profound.
Well, it was heavy. It was really heavy, but then the induction, this band, was a really interesting exercise. And we got inducted to the Kansas Music Hall of Fame 40 years after the band ended. So we're having a reunion. And our prior management company rented us a warehouse. We got all the gear. It was when I left from your benefit. And drove down. We had about 7 days to rehearse. We put a set together because they wanted us to play a set. And in that time period, when it was like a movie, we were supposed to be at this warehouse at this time and this day. And we all were precisely on time, and we all walked in from 4 different entrances. And we met in the middle. No words had been spoken, and everyone just started laughing and crying.
Aww.
Then we started rehearsing, and the people in town found out we were in town and doing this, and they started stopping by, bringing their children to hear the band they used to hear when they were teenagers. Oh, shit.
That make you feel old.
Oh, God. It was just so interesting. And then we did the show. And we did a set. We hadn't performed live in 40 years. And we were down, this is a theater we used to own. So we were down in our old dressing room and doing our warm-ups and doing our stuff we always did. Then they flashed the lights, time to go on. We hit the stage. And you would think after 40 years there might be a little trepidation. We hit the stage and it was like putting on an old favorite shirt. And, well, you were there. And it just lit up. And it was amazing. And what I got from that was love knows no distance or time. Because we had all shared an experience that was profound in our lives, not just in music. It was the ultimate musical experience, but it was a profound personal experience. And that was a great experience to have and a great awareness to have. Because there's a time. It's like when you have peak moments in your life, you look back after several years or decades and you go, I wonder if that really happened. I wonder if that was really real. And then we get together and we rehearse in the day and we go to lunch together and we talk and we catch up on everyone's lives and what they've been through. And people have been through a lot of stuff because life is life. And it was just beautiful. And I'm still in touch with those guys.
That's so cool. All right, back to just this weekend. We'll wrap up. How often do you offer these retreats?
I do 8 or 10 of these a year. They're usually Friday to Sunday. There's a couple I do at Jesuit retreat houses that are 4 and 5 days.
Oh, and is that just for Jesuit?
No, it's for anyone. It's open to the public. I'm the 12-step guy they bring in.
Oh.
Because they don't have any sober priests.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Maybe they do. I don't know any of them. But
okay, we'll start that again because I don't want anything about recovery.
Wait, no.
So you do some
Did
retreats.
I say something about recovery?
Yeah, 12-step priest, blah, blah, blah. 12-step, I'm the only.
Jesus.
I know.
Edit.
I know, edit.
Oh,
So,
God. I want to know it works.
All right, so how many retreats do you do of this?
8 to 12 a year. Weekend retreats. 3 to 5 days. The 5-day ones are at a Jesuit retreat center, and I do about 9 presentations in the 5 days, and then I do spiritual direction sessions between.
You are giving spiritual direction to the priests?
Some of them.
Okay.
So the attendees can sign up. So I'll do 9 presentations in 5 days, like group stuff, and then I'll do 35 or 40 spiritual direction
sessions. That's a heavy
sessions.
load.
It is.
And where's that? Yes. Where's that retreat?
That's outside of Oshkosh on the Big Lake, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Okay. And this is where you do it in Minneapolis all the time.
This is the MacGyver Center. Yep.
Okay. Nice.
I do about 4 a year here.
And so you talked about this weekend. There's a lot of people here with grief. And what do you offer them? You're not giving them you're not fixing anything. But,
no.
But
I'm offering different ways to look at the situation. You're grieving, that's a loss, okay? But that was 12 years ago. And because of your relationship to that loss, you're stuck in the past.
So what do you say to people who say, well, you can't, this is my timeline of grieving?
Maybe it is, but you don't seem to be making any progress.
And I'm not happy.
No, and you're not happy, you're miserable. So I'm willing to look at this a different way. What am I grieving? I'm grieving my loss. Now we start looking at really uncomfortable things like my selfishness and my self-centeredness about this. And it's not that it's not significant. It's that I don't have a way to understand or comprehend this thing that allows me to honor it and move on. So I stay stuck in the past.
I can't go on.
That's right.
How many times I hear that? I can't go on.
My life stopped. My life stopped.
And that can be true. So are you saying that it can be a choice? To either have your life stopped in grief or to actually be able to start.
I'm saying it is a choice, but it's not conscious. It's not conscious. So if you add, I have unresolved issues with this person that passed, I don't have a way to equivocate that. I don't have a way to make peace with that because they're not here to have a conversation with. But the problem is past tense. As long as my ego, the beast, the false self can hold me in the past, I can't change. And then it transforms me into the future where I can't imagine not living with this person. So now I'm in the future, which hasn't happened in the past, which is dead. And there's nothing I can do because I'm not here. I'm not present. I'm not in this moment. And that's the only time I can induce a change. So I have to look at it differently. I have to understand it differently. So I get in front of things. What is my concept of life? What is my concept of death? What does that mean to me? Is there death? I don't know. Look at nature. Is there death?
These are deep,
deep
questions, and that's what you're grappling with these.
Yeah, and
people.
they're having.
And this is a small retreat. About how many people?
16, but there's people in there having revelations about this very thing. my husband died 10 years ago, and I don't have a life since then. Have you thought about building a life? Can I do that? Yeah, you can, but you have to release yourself from the roles of the past. You're not wife anymore. You're not mother anymore. The kids are grown and gone. You don't have your roles to define you. So now you get the opportunity to write the next chapter. You get to do what you want. What kind of life would you like? I never thought about it that way. You can create the life you want. I can? Yeah, you can. And then you sprinkle those ideas on them and you watch them and they go, wow.
Who can't create a life that they want?
People that are stuck. Shame is the big one. I don't deserve this.
What about a victim mentality? Can you talk about that for a moment? What if someone's stuck in victimese?
Well, the victim mentality has a lot to do with blaming. I'm this way because of what you did. I'm this way because of the parenting I experienced, the abuse I experienced, the betrayal, the loneliness, the isolation, the devastation of the shitty world that I live in. I'm a victim. Well, as long as you're a victim, there's no responsibility. Because that's how I define myself. I wrap the story around me like a warm blanket and said, this is why I'm the way I am. And until I can go, wait a minute, I want a different life. I need to be accountable to this. And part of that... It
doesn't mean that something bad didn't happen to
you. No. It's not saying it didn't happen. It's saying, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to let it define you, or are you going to define it? Are you going to learn from it, or are you going to be a prisoner of it?
When you say it, it sounds so simple.
I know. It's not easy, though, because of all the layers of conditioning and decades of reinforcement we've had on the false ideas. The program for happiness isn't a program for happiness. It's a program for misery.
Wow. Wish I could stick around all weekend. This is brilliant stuff. I wish I could.
I'll send you the flash drive.
Well, thank you. I'm heading north. Do you do a podcast or anything where people can kind of hear these ideas?
If you're a streamer, The Gathering with Roger B. is on all the top 10 or 12 podcasts. There's a meeting that exists on Zoom called The Gathering with Roger B. And
we just call you Roger B?
Yeah, you just call me Roger B. So I don't want anyone to know where to find me.
Not Reverend or...
Not the Reverend, not the right and righteous. No, not the good.
Roger B.
No, just
I like that.
Roger B will do. Thank you very much. Yeah. It's better than what I've been called.
So podcast, you just go onto Spotify and look for
Spotify
The Gathering?
Or whatever, iHeartRadio, Spotify, any of those, Apple Play.
Okay.
And just search the title and it'll come up.
Fun. And people can come into this as well.
Oh yeah.
And they can find out information. I guess I can put something in the comments, in the description.
Sure. I'll give you some stuff.
Give it to me. All right. Anything else? Anything else? Any last wisdom?
I don't know if it's wisdom, but I'm the creator of my reality. And my reality is created by my perceptions and my principles and beliefs, concepts, ideas. And I come out of this childhood with some really bad messaging and bad wiring, and it gets concretized with practice and reinforced by the world. If I decide I'm not safe, this is a scary place, my brain will be looking for all the information, all the examples to support that perspective.
I'm going to see what I'm looking for.
Yeah. And I don't see the world as it is. I see it as I am.
I've heard that somewhere before.
Yeah, somewhere. Right.
And
the other one is what I'm looking for, I'm looking with. This whole thing is disconnection, the shame and the fear. This whole thing is a search for a relationship with a higher authority. Call it God, call it Creator, call it whatever you want to call it. But it's that thing that lifts people out of, that transcends that awful experience you had, which is the truth. But it's no longer going to define me. And I get free.
So as a spiritual director, what is your role in someone's life?
I facilitate a conversation.
Oh, that's good.
in spiritual direction, I'm not religious, but I took my class through a religious outfit. And it's spiritual direction, as you know, is really a misnomer. I'm not directing anything. I'm supposed to be a vessel for the Holy Spirit. So when I'm working with you, I'm working with a group, the whole thing is, God, show me what the question is. Show me what I'm to ask, what I'm to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my own experiences that I can use as examples of all this stuff we're talking about, and then how it was overcome, and then they start sharing. And that was over the course of a couple of days. Like you walk in Friday, nobody knows anyone, and everyone's kind of looking around going, I don't know.
Oh, it's so nerve-wracking, I'm sure.
And by the end of tonight, they'll be forming a mailing list for each other, and they'll be swapping phone numbers, and because one of the things that happens here is laughter.
Mm.
And when you can laugh at the sadness, you take the power out of it.
Mm.
And the laughter is identification. And they start identifying with each other, and they realize, really, we're all the same. We all know what loneliness feels like: depression, anxiety, shame, fear, guilt, remorse, regret. We all know those things.
Mm-hmm. So the other phrase I'm looking for, we can end with, about you walking someone home.
Oh.
So also as a spiritual director or whatever, or a companion or
right.
a fellow seeker.
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Francis. And Francis says we've been called to heal wounds and restore what's been torn apart, broken. And at the end of the day, we're just walking each other home. Home what? To the Father, to the source, to the energy, to the God, to the universe, whatever you want to call it. But we're walking ourselves home because that is what was taught by Jesus. Jesus taught the divinity of man. So in you and me is the divine spark. And that's what I'm walking myself home to. And to do that, I have to unpack all this false conditioning so the spirit can emerge, express, press out.
So we're just walking each other home.
It's walking each other home.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for talking to me. I really appreciate it. I feel refreshed.
Do you?
Just being here, yes. Just for this short time during your break, talking to other people, talking to you. Yes.
Those are good people you talk to.
Yeah, I was impressed. But yes,
well,
I feel very refreshed.
One of the questions when we start on Friday night is, what do I need to do? And it's really simple, but it's not easy. You need to have an open mind and an open heart, because you're going to be peppered with some ideas that are going to be contrary to what your conditioning is. And you need to look at what your reaction is.
Pushed up against your ideas and beliefs, and
right.
that may or may not be working anymore for you.
And so in the facilitation, what I'm really doing is holding up a mirror and saying, so what would you have to tell yourself to act like that? What's the idea? What's the belief? Oh, what's the concept? And then you go, oh, now I can see why it doesn't work.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Goodbye.